Hello once again, everyone. It's Warren coming back at you for more random thoughts. Today, I'm going to follow up on yesterday on a post I made. Today, let's talk about telling your partner your kinks and your fetishes and how to go about it. You know, this is one of those touchy subjects to where you don't just blurt it out without any words or reason behind it. You know, find a relaxing time to have this conversation because it doesn't have to be just because we talk about kinks and fetishes. That doesn't mean that it's always something sexual, but in most cases it is. And if you in a long-term relationship and you think things have fizzled out, this may be a perfect opportunity for you to reinvent yourselves. You know, have that mature conversation. Watch some videos or some podcasts on how to tell your spouse, the way to go about it. And I'll give you a little bit of advice. If you're watching these videos, and I'm not throwing shade on anybody, if you find a particular video on how to tell your spouse your kinks or your fetishes, and if it's full of loud noise and laughter and uncontrollably giggling, that's not the podcast for you. What you want is some good, straightforward conversation because you're there to retain information, not to have a party. So just keep that in mind. and this goes for both people that are involved in that relationship. You know, you both have to be open and willing to talk and explore it. You know, a simple kink could be, I don't know, a particular way you want to try to eat your ice cream, whether or not you want to put it in a bowl, have a stick or foot in it, and you eat it off her big toe, whatever you want to do. You know, a simple fetish could be a man may want to dress up a certain type of way. You know, he may want to get spanked while he's in the tub. You know, there are so many fetishes out here that, you know, we can get into, but I'm not going to go through a laundry list of naming 30,000 fetishes because only you know what it is that you want to experience. So with that being said, you know, your kink or your fetish may not be as weird as you think it is because, you know, just as soon as you think about it and you really, really gotten into your kink or your fetish, and it's been something that's been in your mind for a long time, there's somebody else that has already delved deeper into what that particular thing is, you know. And ladies, I think that, and I'm just gonna be honest, ladies, I think you could be more creative when it comes to this. So fellas, if you have a young lady in your life that is very creative, that she's very outspoken, what do y'all say? She has no filter. That would be the woman for you to step to straightforwardly and honestly and pick up on this subject, you know. And I believe that in today's age, you getting involved in a relationship or you've been in a relationship more than 2 or 3 years and you all have not touched the surface on this or brought it up, there's something wrong. You know, we can talk about all this other stuff, but we can't talk about our desires because we were taught that it's such a bad thing. And by we, I mean, in most cases in the black community, it seems like we were taught that it's bad to talk about certain things. It's the way that you go about it. There's so much stuff that you can explore together. You know, like I said on an earlier video, keep it simple. Start with people watching. Start with sharing intimate ideas with each other. Make it about food. You know, you may have a particular type of, I don't know, salad dressing or a particular type of sauce that you like, but do your homework. Don't allow these things to become an internal use object. Do your homework. You may, you know, here's a good one. Thanksgiving, you had all the food, you got all these desserts left over, you got a whole 2 or 3 pound cakes, you got sweet potato pies, pie sitting, have her sit in a pie and then enjoy that last pie from her. You know, there's all kind of things you can think about that you can get involved with. But the key to it is being open and honest. And guys, listen, slow it down. When you talk to her about it and she becomes acceptive to the situation, don't jump on top of her and try to get it right then and there. Have the conversation. Even if you explore the idea of getting some toys, you don't have to be dealing with the shame of walking into an adult store. You can shop together online. And there are 7 coupon codes, all kinds of discounts, all kinds of things. But just scroll through them. Scroll through the possibilities, the certainties, and the no, we're not going to get involved in that. And while you're shopping, get you some waterproof, either a waterproof sheet or a waterproof blanket, and make sure it's really absolutely a good one. Don't get a little $5 one because it's not really waterproof. So if you're going to play on the couch, on the bed, or whatever, you don't have to worry about ruining your good furniture. Unless you just got some old lived-in furniture, you don't care what waste where. That's a whole nother subject. And when we start talking about these toys, and I hear a lot of my personal friends say, well, why should I have to worry about cleaning it? I want to use it on myself, because your body is full of chemicals. So whatever you put on that particular toy is going to remain on that toy, So you have to think about that. When you're using some insertables, it's a good idea to put a condom on it. To try to keep it as fresh and new as possible. Just some ideas, just some things you guys can be thinking about. I still like the whole idea of incorporating food into your playtime, because, if you're sitting in a restaurant and you see 2 couples or a couple over there and they're feeding each other, it don't matter if they're 25 or if they're 75, but if they're feeding each other their dinner, that's very romantic. If you really just sit there and look at the sparkle in her eye, his eye, as they're doing that, we are so quick to want to go out to dinner, and then we get to dinner. What are we talking about? The house, the bills, the kids if there are any, the work job, the workplace, and all these other things. Let's have a night to where we don't discuss any of that, and just see how it goes. You have just a silent night, just a silent 2 hours where both of you just sit across from each other. Even if you want to sit across from each other and you're on your phone scrolling, just do not talk about anything. Like I said, touch your feet together. Just have your feet pressed against each other. Sit opposite of each other and just enjoy touching each other. Enjoy the caress of it. Enjoy giving each other massages. And look, if you've been with each other for a long period of time, why are you, and I was guilty of this. Why are you so busy covering up when you've been with this person so long? I think now, and I was younger then, but I think now when you're with somebody, that's where you start peeling back the layers of conversation, the layers of dress, the how you receive each other. How you express yourself openly. And I hear a lot of my female friends tell me that their husbands or spouses, they can't get them to talk. I don't understand that, And I know for a fact I have at least 3 female friends that would love to go to a strip club with their husband, but the husband will go without them. Now, my take on that is bring her with you. Make it a date night, because she's already complaining that y'all haven't had a date night in a while. And she's already told you that, I would go to the club with you. So be creative. Make that your date night, because who knows where you're going to go once you leave that strip club, depending on how long you stay. I think men, we need to stop being so secretive on our activities. Be able to be open and honest and very transparent. And the reason why I'm saying transparent, because that word transparent was thrown around so much, but people weren't ready for you to really be transparent. So before, ladies and gentlemen, before you throw it out there that you want somebody to be fully transparent with you, be open to the ideas and the possibilities of the things that they say to you, Just receive it. You don't have to downplay it and make somebody feel bad about it. You know, she could be the wildest thing you ever met in your life. You will be so 100% reserved, but you got to get to that happy medium. That's where you need to get, because I don't feel that people would leave their spouse because they're unhappy sexually if they can be creative with each other. That's the key. Creativity. You know, out with the same old boring stuff. And the reason why I'm talking about this, and those that know me, they're going to say, well, I didn't know you was into this. I didn't know you was about all that. It's not about what I'm into. It's about being creative and being open. You know, you have a small circle of friends that you can entrust with certain subjects and topics that you want to talk about. So if you can go and talk to those people about things that are bothering you, ladies, if you out having girls' night or whatever you want to call it, and you over there complaining what your man not doing, this, and that, and the third, all he's doing is playing that video game, become that video game. You know, and the same for you guys, you know, get in that kitchen. You know, she's got a busy weekend. She's got to make, I don't know, 72 to 100 cupcakes for a party coming up. Get in there and help her. Get in there and help her. Let's just see how romantic that comes. Let's just see how excited she gets because, you know, you've gotten up off that couch and you were there doing some things. You know, you breaking a sweat, trying to help her, trying to keep up. You know, she's seeing a different side of you. So let's stop this whole idea that I want to be caught dead in the kitchen. That's what I got a wife for. Look, guys, y'all need to cut that mess out. You know, cut it out. If you can't cook by now and you at least 45 years old, it's not too late. There are so many technical colleges out here that have culinary labs that you can go learn to do the basic stuff. You know, if she wants to know where you're going, say, baby, just trust me. I'm taking a class. You don't have to tell her. That way, when you hone your skills and you learn how to cook that perfect meal for her and it pays off, you have not only did you learn something new, a new trade, you made your woman happy because you did that for her. You know, let's start thinking about each other instead of ourselves. You know, and stop being so quick to want to step outside of your relationship. Unless you guys want to talk about open relationships. I will discuss open relationships in another video. I'm not trying to cram everything in. To be honest with you, I feel like I need to get more subscribers before I dive too deep into some of these subjects I want to talk about. You know, I think I'm somewhere around 21 subscribers right now. I want to get to at least 50 before I really feel like, okay, I'm making progress. Now I can get to another level. I can start talking about other things. And it's not going to always be about fetishes and sex and all these things. It's going to be about serious stuff. It could be about, you know, I wish we had, you know, a slap day at work. You can just haul off on somebody and nothing happens. You know, have it from 12 to 1. You know, everybody just out in the corridor or whatever, just a slap one day. You know, I wish we could do something like that. You know, because there is too much going on to where the society has it so screwed up now to where you can't even really talk to nobody at work. Not that I want to have best friends at work, but I had to pull back because there was a young guy that tried me. And let me tell you, he almost got it that day. But I'm not going to talk about my own personal stuff right here about jobs and who I want to slap, you know, who I want to back over on the way out the driveway, all that stuff. You know, those are some things that sometimes it's good to have those thoughts, you know, play it out in your mind and just, you know, have those deep dark thoughts. Don't be afraid of your own thoughts. Don't be afraid of your dreams. I'm not the type that's ever been afraid of my nightmares. Honestly, I wish I could finish my nightmare. I want to see what actually happens. You know, so basically I can be all over across the board. I can talk about relationships. I can talk about money. I can talk about not having money. I can talk about what I've lost, how I recouped it, you know, but I can't always make it about me. And the majority of my videos, unless I'm just going to be ragging on somebody, I want to include both sexes, men and women. I don't want to be on here just always putting women down or putting men down. You know, we all have an equal part to play in this situation as far as getting along. You know, how do you handle your first dates? Back to the original subject, fetishes and kinks. if you're new into a relationship, you just met this person, when do you think it's a good idea to bring up these conversations? I think it's early on. I don't think it's in the first phone conversation or not. No. When you actually physically in front of each other, now you may feel like there's an actual physical attraction, and you can ease into these conversations, because if you've been in and out of, if you've been in and out of 3 or 4 relationships in the past 2 to 6 years, and you keep saying you can't find anybody to match your energy, you need a freak, you need this, how you gonna find it if you don't open your mouth and discuss some of these things that you prefer in your relationships? Just because you're talking about it doesn't mean it has to happen, but that lady can appreciate the fact that you're being straightforward, and she may go home and actually think about this a little bit, and then she may even start the conversation another day. So with that being said, think about some of these ideas. Think about what can you do to better each and every one of your situations. I'm not a professional. I'm not a pro at this. I don't have any kind of certificates hanging on the wall that say that I've studied this, that, and other. I am strictly talking about life experiences, some of the things that I have come across over the past few years, many years, that, to be honest with you, and some of the things I've seen, and some of the things I know that I did wrong. I probably would do it better the next time. But it's just a live and learn situation. We're constantly learning. We're constantly evolving. So don't be afraid to talk to that spouse or that new mate or that potential partner. Open up with them, put it on the table, as they say. So with that being said, and I probably didn't even mention this because if it happens, it happens. But, if you like this video, I'm going to ask that you at least like, comment, and or subscribe. I am trying to get up some more subscribers, because once I get to a certain point with the subscribers, I can really open up these conversations. I don't want to put all my eggs in one basket for 10 subscribers. And I appreciate you all. I really do. Or 20 subscribers. I appreciate all 22 of you right now. But I want to get it up a notch. That way, when I have these conversations, there are a lot more people tuned in that they would probably share the video and they can reach out. And for those of you that have already subscribed, share the video with somebody. Just say, hey, this guy's trying to, get this thing off the ground. He's just talking about what he talk about. He's being real. I'm being real. I'm not over here doing fancy editing. Like I say, I'm at work all day long. I'm on that computer all day long. I'm editing and marking and doing all that stuff. I don't really think I need to do that for YouTube right now. I know it will increase it and improve it, but I really do not have the time right now. For the time it'll take me to shut this video down and sit over here and start editing, I can be 2 hours in. But I've been on these computers all day at work. So I'm just going to bring it to you stuttering, raw, unscripted. I may make a few notes. I got my little notepad. I may make a few notes or whatever. And but you're going to get my truth. You're going to get me for who I am. I don't feel like I need to overdress anything. I don't have to, you're just going to get me just being me. So with that being said, if you're interested in getting to know me and following me, please, by all means, subscribe to my channel. And I'll get back outside soon. I'll get back out here and start looking at these RVs and start talking about campsites. I don't, that's something I really want to do. And a friend of mine asked me yesterday, did I find me a camping buddy? No, I'm going by myself. If I've known you long enough to know that you won't get up and do nothing, why am I going to ask you to go do anything with me? I can't deal with the naysayers and the trifling friendships right now. I refuse to. I'm in a better situation right now to where I can do things that's very inexpensive, and I can make it the best weekend I could possibly make. So that's where I'm at right now. I'm not with all the fanfare, the flashiness, and all these other things. So once again, it's Warren, and I hope you guys got something out of this video. I'll probably be back on later on. But once again, I'm going to ask that you please like, comment, and subscribe. And you all have a good Thursday afternoon and a great evening.